What's up? What's going on YouTube? It's Cisco, and this is my first YouTube video, and I'm going to be introducing a few of my projects that I do have in store for future videos. I'm going to be trying to create some content for you guys. I haven't really been posting on here for a few years. I started it, gave up, and I think it's time to start now. So first off, we do have this 2007 Chevrolet Tahoe. This right here I've had for maybe 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. And it's been doing me really well. I always be towing this thing over here, that enclosed trailer, because I do mobile detailing. So you know how that goes. You need a reliable vehicle for that. But the problem with this one, it doesn't have the 4L80. It has a 4L60E. So right now, the current issue is when you floor it, it's slipping. And then when you're turning or randomly when you're cruising, it just pops out of gear and it just starts grinding away. So I think it's about time to get that rebuilt. Do a couple pulls and then I'll show you the lovely things this thing loves to do. All right guys, so currently we're cruising at like 25, right below 30, you know. So once you floor it, look, I'm not even gonna shift. Fun. Oh yeah, she is going out. So that's why we're gonna be changing it out. We are gonna be making a video on removing the transmission. Then we're gonna be taking it to the shop. Show you guys what I do have in store for the future. Let me introduce you to a few of my babies. All right guys, so this is one of the other projects I do have going on currently. It's a 1995 Honda Civic DX. My favorite generation right here. I don't like any other Honda except for these. So right now, I recently finished doing the full manual swap. We have a full engine swap. It's a D16, but it's gutless. So in the future, I do plan to do a turbo kit, tune, Honda, all that good stuff, all the supporting mods, bottom end, you name it. I've been thinking about a Vitara build, but we'll think about that. But this is it right here. It has full coilovers, lower control arms, adjustable tow arms, adjustable everything. It has the SI disc brake swap, and the other things it does have is some rep wheels. You know, like every Honda owner, you always have to have the rep wheels. And I've had this for about 6 years. It's been through so many changes. At one point, this thing was getting parted out. It had no fenders, no wheels, no suspension, no brakes, no engine, no transmission, nothing. No interior either. But something changed my mind. I was like, hey man, you gotta get this shit done. So you need to stop like quitting halfway through. But it's not as fast as I want it to be. I mean, come on. It is only a single cam. It's NA. All it has is headers and full exhaust for power mods, you know. Everything else is completely stock, besides that cold air intake, but I don't think it does much. But like I said, I do want to do a build on this thing when we finish one thing at a time. You know, that's my problem. I start so many projects, never finish one, and then all my cars end up being projects. And like I said, this is a project, but I do want to make this a track car one day, like autocross, no drag racing or anything, but I do love mountain runs and stuff like that. Toge, you know, gotta hit the toge every once in a while. I do the aftermarket control arms, brand new coilovers, new Toyo tires right there. I don't know what reps these are, but I call them wannabe Tanabis. They're not the real thing, but you know. But overall, you know, as it sits, this thing's an absolute beast. Like I said, this is my favorite chassis ever for Civics. There's nothing better. Not the EK, not the FK, I don't care. This, my favorite. So yeah, single cam, manual swap, cold air intake, coilovers, lower control arms, wheels, disc brake swap. All those goodies have already been done, but we gotta do something about this. Makes no power. Oh yeah, it's a nice day out in Arizona today. Clear skies, 80 degrees. Got my dog Ezra right there. She's my helper, but I like a little bit of everything. I like being different. I don't like just building one type of car. I'm not that kind of guy. So let me show you what else I got. So what we have here is my 1977 Ford F-150. I've had this truck for many years. It was handed down to me from my father. He had his stock and everything. I got it, did a leveling kit, put wheels on it, spacers, side exit exhaust, You know, everything a teenager would want to do to her truck. But this thing is a long-term project for sure. First off, you can see it needs some body work for sure. It was a work truck, but we're gonna change that. Let's take a look at the interior. This thing's been sitting in the backyard for a long time. Well, let's take a look inside. First off, no door panels. I mean, I wouldn't even consider that a door panel because it's like missing a lot of pieces and it's cracked. But this is the interior. Definitely do have a lot of work to do in here. You know, it could use some love. And man, this white carpet, nah, I hate this thing. Look at this. Who puts white carpet in a truck? Whatever, that's gonna get changed out. Got the overlay, got some cracks here and there. You know, it needs love. It's a 77, what do you expect? But not everybody likes the 351M. Let me get this open. You know, old trucks. Let me put the phone down. All right, so it's been sitting for a while, so it's a bit dusty. But let's go over what I've done. This is a 351M with the C6 4-speed transmission, automatic. But we're gonna do full bolt-ons, headers, exhaust, cam, timing, all that good stuff. That's what I do have planned. But what I've done, I mean, I've changed out the distributor, Ford Racing spark plug wires, tried to redo some of the wiring, new ignition coils, spark plugs, intake, all that good stuff. Got some grill inserts here recently. The other ones I had were pretty bad. So there's nothing too much to this thing. It's not very special yet, but I do have plans. All right, so I've introduced you to my third project. I mean, so this is what happened. I started one car, I got another car, I got the Civic, started doing that. I started taking it apart, changing all kinds of things. Now I have the Tahoe, was just supposed to be a transmission swap, but now I went all out, bought cams to do the AFM delete and DOD delete. But now that I'm doing this YouTube, hopefully I can get one car done at a time and have a series on every car that I build, and we'll go from there. Like I said, this is a long-term project, so who knows how long it's gonna take. So I wanna do a C-notch. We're gonna be doing airbags or something crazy. We're gonna be dropping this thing on the floor. We're gonna get smaller tires. We're gonna give it some power. You know, I wanna be at least making 350 because right now it makes maybe 190 on a good day. But those 351Ms, man, gutless. But eventually it'll get swapped to a 460 big block or something like that, but that's on another later date. All right, back to where we left off when we were talking about this thing, introducing it, and what blah, blah, blah. All right, the good stuff. So here we have all the boxes that I've been ordering little by little. I was a little impatient to show it on video, but I'll show you. I'll act like it's the first time unboxing. All right, let's just pretend I just opened this. Oh yeah, look at these. Got some nice headers. I have not taken them out the wrapping though, so it's the first time I've seen them. These are off of eBay for 250 bucks. I could have gone higher end, but LS is pretty cheap and I don't really care. I'm pretty cheap too. So take a look at these things. The welds aren't too bad. I've seen worse. They may leak, may not, but we'll get that fixed if it does. 250 bucks though on eBay. It did also come with some gaskets right here. Fun. Whoops. Try wife. All right, let's start with these. This is a DNA motoring head studs. I did not go with ARPs. I went as cheap as I can on the head studs. We'll see how that goes. So let's see. These might be the exhaust manifold hardware. I don't know where else they'd go. Those got the nuts and washers. here are the head studs. Kind of heavy. All right, here we have the head studs for the 5.3. Look pretty nice, pretty beefy. Not too bad. Hey, I don't know. If they look like ARP and they do the same thing ARP does, why not go cheap? And here are the nuts for it and washers for the head studs. All that good stuff. All right, and here's one of the other boxes. Here we do have the camshaft. We have the spring valve seals. Pretty nice. We got some gaskets, some water pump gaskets. I gotta figure out what this is for. I'm not a real GM guy, but we're gonna see what it's about. Got some stickers from Michigan Motorsports. You know, I was pissed off. Summit didn't even send me any. Yeah, I don't know anything about these numbers here, but I do know it's gonna chop. I've been looking on YouTube videos and TikTok, all kinds of things on these Chupacabra cams and the 5.3s, and they sound good. Thank you, Texas Speed and Performance. So let's take a look at this thing. Any stickers? I'm always on the lookout for stickers, man. I love stickers. Oh yeah, those lobes right there. This thing's pretty beefy, not gonna lie. Should I just drop it? Use it as a baseball bat? Bah! No. Do not drop your camshafts, trust me. Well, you got the Chupacabra etched into there. I'm sure this is laser etched on the cam right there. Pretty cool. All right, and last but not least, we got a FTI Performance torque converter. Let's take a look. It does make a difference when you install cams, get more power, transmission rebuild. This thing's pretty heavy. And I talked to Texas Speed Performance customer service, their sales representatives, and they recommended a 3000 stall. So we went with the 3000 stall. Oh man, let me put this down, it's heavy. All right, so that is it for all the parts I have for this thing so far. Maybe in the future, I'll also be making a video once I get it back from the shop. So tonight, we do have to remove that 4060E so it can go get sent to get rebuilt, a heavy duty rebuild, like 500 to 600 horsepower capable. Once we get the transmission sent out and put back into the car, once we get it back, we have to drive this to the shop so we can get the cam installed, the springs, the valve seals, all that good stuff. They said it might take like 2 weeks, so we'll see how long they. And like I said before, I am going to be making a video on removing this transmission with a couple of buddies. We'll see how that goes, and I'll be posting it on YouTube. Aside from all the parts and stuff, to make all this work, we do need to tune it. So I have a guy at SST Super Slow Tuning that's going to be tuning this for me once we get it back from the shop. So I'll also be making a video on that. So there's plenty of content that I have. I have this. We have the EG Civic. We got the truck in the back. I got plenty of projects, and we're going to knock them out one at a time. Amazon guy just dropped some more parts off. Yeah, the Amazon guy just came and dropped these off. This is what I was missing. This is the oil pump, water pump. Got some gaskets in there, a valley cover that's non-DOD, non-AFM, no active fuel management. All right, guys, we got everything loaded up in the back of the Tahoe. Just so it's ready to go to the shop and I'm not forgetting anything at all. Because, you know, once you go to the shop and you forget something, it's very annoying to go back all the way across town just to go get one little part that they're missing. And it could complicate things a lot. All right, guys, so there you have it. That was my introduction video on introducing myself, the 3 projects I have, the content I have for the future, and plans I have for the future for these cars. So if you'd like to see more on this, the Civic and the truck back there, go ahead and like and subscribe. Click that notification button there so you're always notified when I drop new videos. We'll see you on the next one. Ciao.